Today we're going to have a little look at these new ovens I've got. Well, new ovens, I've had them just about 3 months now. Might be a bit longer than that to tell the truth. But even so, I've had a good time with them to tell you what I really think about them. And this review will let you know exactly what I'm talking about. So without any mucking about, let's get straight down to the video. So today's video, we're going to be talking about the Pico Plus ovens and how efficient they are. It's basically a straightforward review. They're actually going, and maybe it's not the product. It may be just the fact is they can't cope. So let's just straightforward look at them. Very simple, easy boxes, and they'll cost you around about £2,500 each. So the whole lot of that, including that stand, will set you back in a region of about £7,500. Okay, so that's the icing on the cake, the price. But you can buy these individually or a smaller version. Heating up, they are quite quick at heating up. Now, I would say you could get them up to temperature in around about half an hour. Depends where you're going with it. If you want a lower temperature, it'll take less time, obviously. The size of it, straightforward for me, 30 by 18 trays. Now these are available all over the country. It's a straightforward baker's tray, so you never have to worry about trays. Other brands, they do shorter ovens, so they're only little short things and like square. Now you are restricted to buying those directly from that company. So you know what I'm saying, you'd pay more. You're buying directly from that company. I won't go into who they are, but there's 3 different companies on the market, which basically they're a square box. I'm not saying they're crap, these boxes, but they seem to be, people seem to be buying them. And there isn't much difference between the price of these and the price of those. So you can weigh it up which way or another. I have heard about one of the companies, the person who runs it is a bit of an asshole, but apart from that, you know, but that's not me saying it, that's what people have said. So let's get down. Easy to work out the temperatures, very simple, top and bottom, switch on, not a problem. You've got a little drip tray underneath here, and just showing you, this is what they look like. I've had them 3 months and this is what they look like. So let's get away from the fact that that's reasonable. It's not filthy. I mean, this wants cleaning, but it's easy to clean as well. So it's never a problem on cleaning this stuff. It is stainless steel. Right, one of the drawbacks, now I'm going to show you this because obviously it's that time in the morning where I'm loading the oven up. And you'll see for yourselves what I'm talking about. Get these out. So these are proved up to about the right size they should be normally. So they could touch these bars inside. Okay, so be very careful with these. Now the best way to do them is to line them along. So you line them along like that, because the shape of the bars, where they are, it means they don't burn so quick. And as soon as you put them in the oven, you have to turn that top one down, otherwise you'll cremate them. Now if you're doing a straightforward baker's tray, never a problem, because they're only quite low in the oven. Well, I'll show you the problem of these, get them into the oven. This is a drawback. Now you don't get this from any other company, and this show you what the problem is. Just show you what I'm doing. This is stone ground wholemeal. Of course, this is the fun. Get yourself a wooden plaque. These are straight from the oven. Now, this is the biggest drawback to start with. How to get to the back of the oven. As you can see, you've got a lip. It's almost like the back of an EV or something like that, or one of your Land Rover, Range Rovers, or that sort of thing. You have a lift-in tailgate. Not the most convenient thing, but most transit vans will have it the other way round. So you lift up. but this just happens to be in the way. So you're having to stick them down the bottom of the oven like this. Now you can go right to the back, the tin will stop dead, and that's one. Then slide my small tins down the side like that, and then just stick them down the side. That'll do for this oven. I'll put the rest in the other one. So as you can see, there's your metal, and that's that. Now I'm going to turn this down straight away. So my bottom oven is 250. Now I'm going to turn it up a little bit. And this one you want to drop down to just under 200. And that'll be the same for this oven. Now it's not so bad for this oven loading up because you can get across, but that one, because it's right at the top, it's a pain. And that's those in. Once again, turn this down just above 200. And that's that simple. Now, these will bake in the oven for around about 35 minutes. Now, another drawback with this oven is it doesn't have little clocks on it. Some of the leading other brands do, apparently. I don't know, but this is what I've been told. So set it for 35. And we're off. 35 minutes they come out. I dare to say those tins will touch the bars almost. So I can't do nothing about that. So we'll come back later. I'll load my other oven up because the other one's going to go in as well. And then you can see the lower down trays. The basically 30 by 18, which these actually are designed for. Or you can put any size tray in there you want really, but that's the size tray you can actually get away with. Basically a 30 by 18 is one of these. Cheap and cheerful, bakers' websites, you'll pay about 20 quid, or second hand, £3. And then if you want a smaller tray, saw it down the middle. These are aluminium. So the bread's ready. Excuse the noise of the machine. That's my sourdough starter going. It's ready. We'll get the bread out and you can have a look and see exactly what it looks like. Let's turn it off a minute. So this is what it looks like. And I don't think that's a really bad loaf of bread. That's nice. It's well baked round. I think that's, to me, that's banging. And that's stone ground wholemeal. Now I was lucky today. It did stay to the right, but let's have a look at the malt cob. Look, see the malt cob? Almost touching. And that one's all right as well. But because it's got stone ground flour, it does stay a little bit lower. It is going to get a bit look, it's steaming up in here. I know we're talking about the ovens. But how do they keep up to temperature? Really well. I gotta say they do stay up to the temperature almost banging. There is sometimes if you're loading them up and then loading them up again, you do have a bit of a problem. But apart from that, that's fine. And even when you're baking the rolls, you fire them off and they bake lovely. You know, there's never a problem with them. Well, we'll get the buns and the rolls in and you can see what they come out like. But I would recommend these for anybody at home. As a commercial business, I would be telling you not really to buy them. They're not suitable for that sort of thing, really. This is more like a beginner's toy for the husband or the wife at home who wants to do a bit of sourdough. I know it seems a lot of money, but you don't have to buy them all at once. You buy them in stages. As long as you've got the bottom bit down there, it's fine. So let's look at the rolls in the oven baking. Now I've already baked them off, really, a lot of them, and this is just the old tray I've got left. And you can see how it fills up the space well. That's soft rolls, but the only thing is you do have to keep turning them around in the oven constantly. And this is what my soft rolls turn out like. That looks a nice roll. Look, they're lovely baked underneath as well. That's how they should be. So these rolls have been in the oven for 15 minutes at 250, and that's how they come out. And with the metal tray underneath, it just makes them just right. Now this is the crusty rolls. Oh, look at those, beautiful. Now these have been in the oven for around about 18 minutes, but all you do is just keep turning around and round in the oven and just keep them in as long as you need. But these ones, quite simply, they've just been, see, just perfect on the bottom. They're all nice and soft inside as well. And that's how they want to be. See, there's my Chelsea buns there. Look, and they're just perfect. And they've baked, once again, lovely underneath. No doughiness inside. They've baked in the oven for 15 minutes. Again, just under 250 Celsius. That's nice. And this is going to be my ice buns and cream buns. Once again, that's them. They're out the oven. Once again, these were in the oven. Again, 250 Celsius for around about 12 minutes. You know, lovely and soft. And that's bang on. Because you do, with these, you don't want them burnt. You just want them nice and soft. You don't want a supermarket crap that comes out like a house brick. So a bit later on, I'm going to be baking off some biscuits. Now, they're in the machine there now. And I can tell you now, they're going to come out banging. That oven is brilliant for that sort of thing. So if you want to bake any pastries and stuff off, this is ideal for you. And again, you can use it for pasties, pies, and sausage rolls. Again, really good oven for that sort of thing. And there's no fan. And to be honest, I very rarely use any steam at all. It's only on the sourdough I use a bit of steam, and then like the new ovens that are coming, they haven't got any steam, and this steam on this is total BS, to be honest. And these things, effing waste of time, really. They are absolutely, I don't get it, to be honest. And you're joining me just as I'm getting my last lot of cookies out the oven. Look, there they are. And that's how they are. They don't have to cook well in this type of oven. Look. Lovely. Look at those. Can't beat them. And that's what's good about this particular oven. It's really good at doing things nothing related to bread. So I'll just get these out. Look, you can see what a pain in the ass this is, can't you? Look. Everything's got to go over this. It's all right with a tray, but just imagine you're trying to drag some up from the back out there. Hence why you've got to have this to get down there. And look, you're still struggling over the tailgate. So let's get into some detail about these ovens. One thing to remember is they come with separate plugs. There you go. Each oven has to be individually plugged. And that comes directly from your meter. All right? Well, from your board. It can't be 3 into 1. It doesn't go, obviously, because of the power. Now, remember, these are single phase, not 3-phase. So what's good is you can have these at home. You can have them in your garage. You can have them wherever you like. You can have them in the middle of a field with a generator if you want. But here, obviously, everything I've got here is single phase. And there isn't much else to say about them. So my honest opinion is, yeah, they are very good. They are expensive for what they are. Then anything miniature version of the summer always seems to be dear for some reason. The bigger you buy, the cheaper it gets. So what I think about these ovens is they're well thought out. Whether personally they could have been better, yes, I think they could have been a lot better. But there again, like everything that's better will cost you more. One thing I want to tell you, because if you're going to buy one of these doors are not exactly the best in the world. Okay? They're what I call cheap and cheerful. You can see that they are not going to last very long down here. This is the weak point. And this glass on an oven, this is going to get clouted. You'll end up smashing it. I've seen someone who already broke one and they can't, this is out in America, I think, and they can't get a replacement. Well, obviously, if you're in the UK, you'll get a replacement within 48 hours. It don't look that hard to put together. Couple of screws on each side, and I'm guessing that'll be pretty simple to whip back out. But generally speaking, I'm not liking this at all, really, the glass bit. It's just too much. You know, you don't even have that on a domestic oven. What on earth would you put on this? Because these things are prone to getting damaged. And I'm guessing it's some sort of protective glass. There's nothing on here to say it's high intensity glass or whatever. I'm assuming it must be, but usually they have like a little print on saying some sort of, you know, trademark thing on it. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? But overall, it is a damn good oven. But like I said, with everything good, there is going to be bad sides. And it doesn't matter what you buy, whether it's these ovens or the other ones you can see on the net or whoever's, they're never going to be perfect. All right, so just remember that nothing is perfect in this world. You know, if I'm going to look, let's be fair. Out of 10, where would I judge these? I'm going to say, for value for money, I'm sorry, but it's about a 5 because they're not very good value for money, really. But then the other ones are the same. I would have probably done the same with them. But, you know, let's be fair with customer service. I had with the repair guy coming out 3 times with no trouble at all. They were straight here, no bother. So you get a 10 out of 10 for that because there's not many companies around these days, apart from Oni, that does machines which are that good. If there's a fault, you phone them up, they'll get the engineer straight out. Or is it just my luck that I've got an engineer sat on my doorstep? I don't know. Maybe that's the case. But in saying that, the next thing I would talk about is economics, how they ran. I'm going to say over the 3-month period, they're the most economicalist ovens I've come across. They are cheap to run, and there's no doubt about that. That was cheap running for me, and I can work that out from my previous bills. You know, I've been there, done that. Now, what's nice is you can come in, you can make your dough up, put it on the table, you can get everything ready, you can put it in the tins. As soon as you get them in the tins, you can switch that oven on. And that's what I like, instantly. That oven is up to a reasonable temperature. I think I spoke about this earlier, in around about 30 minutes. And I think that's pretty good. Obviously, cold weather, it's going to take a little bit longer. Depends on what temperature you want to. Well, there you go, folks. If you're liking this type of content, please subscribe and please share. And don't forget, there's a link up there if you want to buy me a coffee. And we'll see you again very shortly on the Crazy Baker channel. Laters!